Hi everyone, it's Jen with betteryouyoga.com, and I received some questions about gastroparesis, so I wanted to go over some beginner steps to why you should practice yoga, what to do before you begin. So number one, I think, is to start slowly. If you look online or around your city, your town, you'll see that a lot of the yoga classes are geared to more of an intermediate level. There are beginners classes, but generally what's popular is pretty fast-paced flow yoga. Now, I love that variety of yoga myself, but I think that it's important to start slow. Now, if you begin in a class that is very advanced for your level, you'll notice that your breath work is compromised. And since the majority of what we want to really focus on to start with the gastroparesis being helped by your yoga is your breath work, you definitely want to start at your level. You don't want to go to a flow class. Maybe I would recommend starting with a yin or a restorative yoga and see how you feel before you start to move up. It might be that later classes help you a lot, but holding the poses for longer is going to be more therapeutic for the body. Number two, kind of in lines with what I said, is that your breath work is very important. We talked before about your nervous system. So your parasympathetic nervous system is what's going to be helped by that bucket breathing, that deep ujjayi breath. And that is also what can help with the vagus nerve. So I think that since the vagus nerve is implicated sometimes for gastroparesis, that's a great place to start, is to really calm your breathing, follow and learn all the different types of pranayama and yoga. And also the important part of that is that you will be able to use that outside of your yoga class. You will also, I forgot what I was going to say, but it was important. You'll just notice a big difference. It helps lower your cortisol levels. Your cortisol levels being increased can raise your blood sugar. So especially people that are diabetic with gastroparesis, that's a big help for your blood sugar. Number three, yoga in the morning. This is important for yoga practice. If you think about your energy level when you're rising up in the morning, you typically have been sleeping, you haven't eaten anything or as much. So if you can start to sort of crank up and help that digestion be stimulated, a lot of times this would be a good time to do your inversions or your forward folds. That would be a great time for that. Balancing that out with standing postures, twisting postures to really get the energy, the blood flow to your midsection, to your stomach. We can't say that that's going to cure your gastroparesis, but that will definitely help. Now, going back to the breath work, the great thing about yoga is it will reduce your stress. Now, stress may not have caused the gastroparesis, but stress can worsen almost any condition. So doing yoga, no matter what type you're doing, if you're less stressed, it's probably going to have a beneficial effect on your digestion. Number four. Now, I break this rule a lot because when I go to work out, I'm starving beforehand. Don't ask me why. And I usually have like a protein bar or something like toast with almond butter, something like that. But I wouldn't recommend it. The best thing to do is wait at least 2 hours, especially with gastroparesis, before doing your yoga practice. If you're in downward facing dog, the last thing you want is gravity to be helping that food leave the body in the wrong direction. So try not to eat before your gastroparesis. Some of you may even need to wait longer, but 2 hours is at least a bare minimum. Your food may not be done digesting if you have delayed digestion, but it will be better than if you eat, like me, a protein bar right before going to your class. Number five, if you're noticing that you're having regurgitation, acid reflux, maybe you're throwing up from your gastroparesis, then avoid going upside down during those times when you're feeling especially ill. If you can do more seated postures where your body is upright, you can still do twists. This is very beneficial for your digestion, but avoid going upside down. Maybe skip your downward dog, take puppy posture looking forward, or tabletop as a restorative restful pose in between more vigorous practices. So that would be the other tip, is just to avoid doing that. And one thing to counter that is, even though you may want to avoid it when you're feeling badly, shoulder stands and those types of postures, plow, They force the blood down to your head, your cervical spine, your brain. So if you can do those postures at some point, they are very beneficial. You definitely want to stimulate your vagus nerve. It's a great way to do it. Sometimes they're not suggested if people have high blood pressure because, yeah, you are forcing a lot of that blood flow down. But overall, it's good for your blood pressure and a lot of other things. So something to try. If you have more questions, just email me, message me, go to my website, betteryouyoga.com. I get email a lot better on that. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.